there, this is Karin with this week's Technology Tip of the Week. This week I want to talk a little bit about data management and how do we handle our ongoing need to have not only more data and more space, but also ensuring that we keep that data really secure. Because let's face it, you don't really think about it really until it's gone. And boy, can it be really stressful whenever you've lost your data. It could be something as simple as a system failure. You could have saved it on your local hard drive. And actually, the worst thing could have been that maybe you saved it on a thumb drive and you lost the thumb drive. And now there's really information out there that you don't want out there that other people can access. So what's the best practice in managing all of that data? Well, I'm here to give you a couple of tips this week and to share with you some of the different tools that we have here on site. If you want your data secure and you want it backed up, I'm going to give you a couple of recommendations. Number one, if you have one of these thumb drives, please, I really encourage you to think about stop using it and change your workflow. Thumb drives are really not a good way to store data. Sometimes it can be helpful if you're trying to transfer a large file, etc. But the thumb drives themselves are really subject to failure. And there's nothing worse than having a corrupt thumb drive that you can't do anything with, where you really depended on it one night to work on and then you brought it into work to plug it in only to find out that it's not working. So I really don't recommend them in general. The other thing about thumb drives is they're mobile, and sometimes we store things on there that really just shouldn't be stored on there. And if they get stolen or lost, then people have access to that information. So that's kind of my thought on thumb drives. I really encourage you instead to take a look at some other different solutions that we have here at North Rose. The first solution, of course, is our regular network account. As you know, we all log in. You have a directory that is backed up on a nightly basis, but there's even some limitations with that because really that's only maybe 512 megabytes, maybe a gig. If you need more space, we give it. But we do have a limited amount of space, so we have to be thoughtful about what we keep on there. And if you're at home and you need to access something, you know you also have to remote in. You've got to have the right tools, the right IP address. So it can be a little cumbersome every once in a while when you're just trying to access something very quickly. The other solution that I really highly recommend is taking a look at a cloud-based solution. Now, a cloud-based solution, I'm going to give you a very, very simple description of what a cloud-based solution. It's basically storing your data online so you can access it anywhere from anything. That's the simplest definition I can think of. Even things like, if you have an internet-based email, that's technically a cloud-based solution because you can access it anywhere online. Even thinking about Facebook is technically a cloud-based solution. You can access it anywhere. Our cloud-based solutions that we use for data storage is our Google Drive. There's also some other types, for example, Dropbox might be one, or Evernote. Those are all different types of, kind of data storage type units. But the one that we use here that we manage is our Google Chrome accounts and our North Rose Wolcott Google Chrome accounts. Now you may or may not use this and you may have not really understood what the benefit is, but I thought that's why I would actually share this quick video to show you some of the different benefits of the Google Chrome. Now the first major benefit is space. Hands down, we get 30 gigs of space per user for you to use. That means video files, audio files, book files, huge PDFs. You can store a ton of stuff with 30 gigs of data. Now, that's not to say that you wouldn't run out, but certainly it's a great way to archive things. The second great benefit is that you can actually share and create shared type folders with groups of people. So let's say you had one class that you want to have a shared folder and you want them to have this data. You can actually do that for them. And you can actually control that all on your own. And then the third thing is it just really allows us to collaborate much more easily and much more efficiently. So instead of emailing a file out to 20 different people and getting 20 different versions back to me, I can actually have people access one file and we can all work together on the same thing. That's really stellar. So who has these Google Drive accounts? I am here to tell you that every single person in this district has a Google Drive account, whether you know it or whether you don't. We announce it at the beginning of every school year. We have it for not only teachers, administrators, support staff, and even our youngest students. so that they can have access to the data that they need very easily. So let's say you're going into a computer lab to go work on something with your students. You don't need to worry if they remember their thumb drive or not. If they're using their Google Cloud account, then they've got it, and they can also get access at home very easily, or if they have a smartphone or a mobile device. And believe me, more and more of this stuff is coming up. Even though we do seem to have a bit of a digital divide, the truth is a lot of these tools are available for us. So I really encourage you to utilize this as part of your instructional classroom. There are, thinking about the instructional connection here, I want to make something very, very clear. Even though I might be just talking about data management, the truth is this is a skill that our students desperately need. An understanding of data storage, security, and how to handle it mobily. It is not something that's going away. It's going to be something that's really going to serve them as a 21st century skill once they go on to college, or they decide to run a business, or they become somebody who's working for a business. This is something that is really a lifelong skill. So what's important for us to do is to really learn about it, make sure we model it, and we incorporate it into our instruction. So I do want to share one last thing with you. There's a great download called Google Drive for Mac or PC. It doesn't matter what you have. But the great thing is that you can install this program. It is a safe program. If you'd like it installed on your computer, we're happy to do it at the tech office. Just drop in a ticket. But basically, anything you put in that folder is secure. And it will be backed up continually through Google. So if you're on a different computer, you would just go to your Google account and you'd be able to access it. Now what's interesting is using a cloud-based solution I highly recommend, but there are a couple things that you need to know about. And I'm going to give you 3 basic things for security. And these are going to be really important things to teach our students and also to think about ourselves. Number 1, use a very good secure password. Now, a lot of people think that if you make a secure password, it can be like 8 digits and it should have uppercase, lowercase, and some complexity with numbers and symbols. And those are all good things. I highly recommend them. But I will also tell you, one of the things that will really make your password secure is length, characters that actually go out. So here's a good example. This would actually take a very long time to hack. The second thing I'm going to tell you is please don't tell your password to anyone. It's hard, at times not to want to share your password, to say, oh, just log on under me, or, I'll tell you, I find all the time people have little sticky notes by their computer of what their passwords are. Well, we've really got to keep our data secure and be thoughtful about that. And then the third thing is, if you're on a shared computer, make sure you sign out when you're done, or a shared tablet or a shared device. Just make sure you sign out of your account so that nobody can get to it. So those are 3 main rules. There's actually more you can do for data security, and I recommend you Googling it if it's something that you're concerned about. But I would definitely make sure that you have a secure password, don't share it, and make sure you sign out of your accounts whenever you're done. Okay? So that's my technology tip for the week, and I hope that you found it beneficial. Thanks.